Hi guys, it's Emily from Novel Novels and welcome to today's video. This is the Old Book Hauls Revisited Mark II. Now, I kind of bought more books in the next two hauls, and they are spread out over 6 months basically. So the first haul was done in July the first year that I joined BookTube, so that was 2000. I've been on BookTube 3 years, so 2019. And the second one was January 2020, which was just for my operation. So hence why that was a big book haul, because it was done at the, so it was done then. So what I will do, as always, I will tell you how many books I bought. Then I'll go through the books and tell you whether they were unhauled or unread or what they happened. But I won't go into details about the books because otherwise I've got 30 books on the first haul and 27 books on the other haul. So you do not want to know details about every single book. All I will say is whether I liked it, disliked it, unhauled, unread, or not read yet. And the ones I haven't read will need to be read by the end of the year. So what I'm going to do is, there is 2 that are going to be left for a certain month. So that's giving you a hint. And the other 2 will be read. So that's telling you already the numbers. But yeah, you get the gist. Anyway, because otherwise this video is going to get so long, I will not waffle anymore. So the first book haul was the July book haul of 2019. It was when I went big charity shop shopping with my sister Charlie, and we bought loads of books, and I have read most of them. So out of the 30 books, there was 1 unread, 3 unhauled unread, and the rest were read. So that was pretty darn successful. So that was 4 out of the 30. So that's 26 books read out of that. So to me, that's quite successful. So the first one was Taming of the Queen by Philippa Gregory and The Kingsmaker Daughter by Philippa Gregory, both of which got read, I believe, last year. So they're gone. Love them. The next one was Jane Seymour, The Tainted Queen, which is the 3rd in the Alison Weir series. I read that copy and gave it away for no idea why. So it was read, but it was unhauled straight away after I read it, so I had to get a new copy of it. That makes any sense. I did read it, so the copy I've got now though is a new copy, so that's fine. But obviously I loved it because I'm rereading the whole series now. The next one was Innocent Traitor by Alison Weir, and I have read that. The next one was The Sixth Queen by Jean Plaidy. I haven't actually read that, so that is a Tudor book and it's about Catherine Parr. So even though it's the 6th in the series, I'm still going to push myself and read it now, because otherwise it could end up on my shelves. It's a Jean Plaidy book, and I don't think I've read very many of her books. It's not too long, it's only about 350 pages, and it's about Catherine Parr. So I'm trying to decide. I think I will try and read this by the end of the month, because even though I'm not going to be doing Catherine Parr for a while, you never know, I think I'm going to save it to read again. Or probably if I like it, I will save it to read again, see when we get to Catherine Parr and the Tudor along. But yeah, so that's going to get read this month. Far from the Madding Crowd. Only just read that, enjoyed it. When Breath Becomes Air, that's a really hard-hitting non-fiction. Read that. The Green Mile by Stephen King, I unhauled it. I'm not a Stephen King fan. I do not think I could have coped with it. I was with best intentions. I was supposed to read it with Charlie. It never got read then, and I couldn't see myself getting round to it. The next one, Sophie's World by Justine Gardner. Read it, bloody hated it. Black Orchids, historical fiction. Read it, can't remember it, so that's not really telling you much. The next 2 are the Joanne Cannon books, 3 Things About Elsie and The Trouble with Goats and Sheep, both of which I read, both of which I loved. The next one was a Ruth Hogan book, The Wisdom of Sally Redshoes. Read that, enjoyed it. The next one was The Fifth Mountains by Paolo Costello. I think I unhauled that last month because it just didn't draw me in. It was on my shelves for ages. I think I either tried a chapter on it or something else, but it just didn't draw me in, so that was unhauled. Belgravia by Julian Fellows. Didn't read that because I read Arthur and George by Julian Fellows and hated that, so I unhauled Belgravia without even reading it. It just wasn't going to be for me. The next ones are the kids' ones, and I loved them. The next one was The Magic Faraway Tree by Enid Blyton. Read that, loved it. Happily kept it for Mia, although she's probably too old for it now. The Water Babies, classic, Victorian classic. Read that pretty much straight away. Thoroughly loved it. Oliver Twist, read that, but didn't enjoy that as much as I wanted to. Under the Greenwood Tree by Thomas Hardy, read that, didn't like that as much as I loved Far From the Madding Crowd, which is quite surprising actually. The next one was the Christmas book, which was a selection of 3 books by 3 or 4 sort of shorter books, Christmassy books by Charles Dickens. Read that and liked it. Prince Caspian and the Silver Chair by which are the ones in the Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe series. Read those. I don't think I liked them as much. Prince Caspian I liked, but I don't think I liked the Silver Chair very much. The next one is a contemporary, A Night on the Orient Express by Veronica Henry. Read that, did enjoy that. Confessions of a Jane Austen July Addict. Jane Austen Addict probably, I probably added. Read that, I think I enjoyed it, but not as much as I wanted to enjoy it. Always with Love by Giovanna Fletcher. Read that, loved that. Mr. Miracle by Debbie McComber. Read that, really enjoyed it. Love in a Cold Climate. Did not enjoy that. Sorry, Charlie. I know she wanted to like it, but I didn't like it. The next one was the Page Tune book, The One We Fell in Love With. Read that, enjoyed it. Looking forward to rereading it for the Page Tune buddy read. The next one, Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. Read that, did enjoy it. I'm definitely not into my YA as much at the moment, but it was good. And the last one in this haul was One by Sarah Crossan. I read that and it broke my heart into flipping pieces. I loved it, it was brilliant. Sarah Crossan books are YA, but they are really, really good, and I really, really, really want to read more of them. And it doesn't look like this video is going to be as long. Okay, well, let's carry on doing the way I'm doing it. Hopefully you will enjoy the way I'm doing it. Then, the second haul was done in, I think it was done in the January before my operation, so it was buying loads of books in preparing for the operation. It was pre the first COVID lockdown, and it was a good job I did buy loads, because obviously we kind of got restricted not long after that. I bought the 2nd, 3rd and 4th and 5th in the Anne of Green Gables books. I read them straight away then. I read them not long after that, and I reread them. I'm rereading them at the moment, and I'm loving Anne of Green Gables. Not as much the second time, although I've just read the hints. No, you would have seen my wrap up for this month already, because I'm pre-filming way ahead. I'm filming this on the 6th of July, so I'm filming it way in advance. And I've just read the 5th in the Anne of Green Gables series, and I loved it. No, did I read the 6th? One of them. I read one of them. I think I read the 6th actually. Yeah, I think I read the 6th or 7th. I don't know. I've read one of them and I've loved it, but I did like them. Next one was All I Ever Wanted by Lucy Dillon. Read that. It's a contemporary. I can't really remember much about it, I'm afraid. The next one, A Home from Home by Veronica Henry. I loved that, and I don't know if I've kept the copy. I did keep it for quite a while. Then we've got 2 Maureen Lee books, The September Girls and Kitty and Her Sisters. Did enjoy them. Read them, did enjoy them. The next one was Wild About the Girl by Louise Pentland. Did read that, did enjoy it. Now the next 2 are classics that I bought and I've not read yet, so they are going to be going on my Victober list of books that I have to read in Victober. The first one is Adam Bede by George Eliot. I did try and read it a few years ago and I didn't like it very much, so I didn't count it as read, because I think I read like a chapter. But I've just read Silas Marner not long ago, and I absolutely loved Silas Marner, so I am desperate to get to this. It is not as long as I thought it was. It looks long, and then when I actually take off the notes, it's only 464 pages, so it isn't as long. Adam Bede was actually George Eliot's first full-length novel, and I am looking forward to trying again with it. Now, I know Kate from Kate Howell loved it, but I'm gutted as to why I didn't get on with it the first time. I need to push myself, and I will be reading that in Victober, so that is going on my Victober list. The next one was Wilkie Collins' The Woman in White. Now, for some reason, I read The Moonstone last year, and you know I loved The Moonstone. So now I'm going to get to The Woman in White this year. I hope, because I've also got Arnadale by Wilkie Collins that I'm buddy reading with Charlie from Charles Heathcote. So I hope. This was Wilkie Collins' first book, and apparently I know it's a sensation novel. Everyone loved it. Everyone's talked about it. About a mysterious midnight encounter with a strange woman. Walter Hart writes, mysterious midnight encounter with a strange woman draws himself into a vortex of crime, poison, kidnapping and international intrigue. Okay, so I say I'm going to read that for Victober, but what do you think? Shall I actually read that maybe for I'm not sure. I'm either going to read it for Victober, or I think I may end up saving it for November actually, because it's quite a like gothic-y kind of mysterious book, so I think I might actually save that for, I'll save that for November. So I'm going to put that on my November reads, because otherwise I'm going to have too many. Even though I like having loads of classics for Victober, I don't want to over classic myself in Victober and then be freaked out and not read any classics for the rest of the year. So this I think is going to go on my November list of books to read, and Adam Bede for October. So that's my goal. I need to write it down. I need to go and get my buddy read book, and if I can kind of put it on the bottom of the buddy read book, because then that will remind me to read it. And we go on now, and we go to the girl with the pearl earring by Tracy Chevalier. Read that, loved it, 5 stars all the way. The next one was A Little Coffee Shop in Kabul. Read that, didn't really like that as much. The Bedlam Stacks by Natasha Pulley. Read that, and again I didn't like that one as much. It was a gorgeous copy. I buddy read it with Gemma from Read a Book Gem, and I wanted to love it, but I didn't love it as much. The next two are books by Margaret Atwood, and I've decided she really wasn't for me. I read Surfacing and Lady Oracle. Surfacing I think was the better one, but Lady Oracle, it's not that kind of writing style for me. The next one was a sort of novella, An Eye for an Eye, which is a novella in the Noughts and Crosses series. I don't know why I didn't read that in order. I probably should have done, but it might be good to revisit this at the early days. So it's Sophie's across and she's 6 months pregnant, and Callum's dead. So it's literally the book after the first book. So I'm going to read that. I'm going to read that this month. That is like a definite for this month, because it's a short book, so it's easy to get through this month, and it'll be friggin' a good way of escaping, because you know the Noughts and Crosses series is one of my favourite series. Then we go to the Am I Normal Yet trilogy by Holly Bourne. Read them and loved them. They're still on my shelves. It's very YA, but very good, and I really thought it tackled a lot of great hard-hitting issues, and I think it's one I might save to reread. The next one is 204 Rosewood Lane by Debbie McComber, I think I did read it and I did enjoy it. Then the next books were bought by Chris, but I am going to include them in the haul. And they are the 3rd and 5th series in the Mallory Towers books. You know I read them, you know I love them. Dreams of Joy by Lisa C. I read that recently and really enjoyed it. The next one I don't know why I bloody bought it. It was called The Sorcerer of the Crown. I unhauled it unread because I don't know what on earth made me want to buy it, but it was on my shelves and for the whole time, and nothing was drawing me to pick it up. When I looked at it, I thought, do you know what, this is too much out of my comfort zone. At the time I bought it, I was to try and get myself out of the comfort zone, but it was too much for me. The next one was one of my favourite books of the year, and that was The 13th Tale by Diane Setterfield. It was her peak book, her best book in my opinion she'd ever written. One I kept, and I'm pretty sure I kept it. I certainly, if I have kept it, I want to reread it because I bloody loved it. It was brilliant. The next one was a non-fiction book about Queen Mary. I didn't get time to write down the title fully, so I did read that and I did find that fascinating. And the last book was One Stop by, I can't remember the author, but I know I enjoyed it. I'll think about it. I know that I've got, I think it's Lucy Jane Williams, and I've bought most of her other books. I know I've got a new release that I need to buy. But I did really enjoy that. That was a really, really good book. So, if you think 27 and 30, so that's 57 books I bought in those two hauls. I've only got 4 unread, which is not bad, and 4 unhauled. So that's 8 out of 57. So that means 49 books out of those total books got read. That is not bad. I'm still going to carry on doing these videos, but I don't know how long I'm going to be able to do it, because it looks like at the start I did a lot of hauls books, video book hauls, and I know I certainly did them towards the end. Like recently I've started doing them again, and I don't know how much I did in the middle, so we'll have to see whether I do many of these on revisiting old hauls. I will link both hauls down below, and yes, you can look at them, and yes, you can laugh at me because I look different and I was very different, and I don't know if I prefer me at the start or prefer me now. I was having a giggle with Charlie, my sister, the other day about the fact that all my videos are totally and utterly unedited, not very planned. I waffle quite a lot, but this is me, and she says you guys seem to like me for me, so thank you. So, do you agree? How do you think I did? Let me know down below. Are there any books that you've had on your shelves that you bought ages ago that you need to get to? And do you think I should push this for October or November? Let me know down below, because I'm not sure. I think Adam B's got to be Victober, but because I'm reading Arnadale in Victober, do you think it's okay to kind of save The Woman in White for November? Or should I prioritise it and read it maybe in September? Let me know when you think I should get around to The Woman in White. Actually, and I will let you know. I tell you what, the amount of comments I see down below that say September, whoever wins the vote, there you go. This is going to be a bit of a fun challenge for you guys. I'm going to see how many comments are for September for The Woman in White and how many comments are for November for The Woman in White. Whatever wins this before the time I record my September TBR so this gives it nearly a month. We'll decide which month I read it in. Woman in White, September or November? Comment down below and let me know, and whichever wins. If there's not enough votes, I will put it a poll on my channel on the community tab and see how that goes as well. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, not subscribe yet, bring on my ding-a-ling. I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.